परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं Sadgurum Dham Namami. Nityanandam. Hi, this is Ma Nithya Ovyananda. Today is March 3rd, and it's a very special day for our Sangha. It is called Jivan Mukthi Jayanti. It's celebrating the release of the book called Jivan Mukthi, or Living Enlightenment in English. This is a most amazing book, and you can download it for free online. I will share the links in the comments field. But this book is the very first major work that Swamiji released in 2009. This book is considered a deity. It has its own independent intelligence. Swamiji refers to it as a Devi, a goddess, because the words came off his tongue like Saraswati. He says even the other day, he said how everything he wanted to say is still in this book. Everything he's saying today is in this book. So he pretty much revealed everything already in this book, and he's only telling us things in new ways to keep us engaged, to keep our minds engaged, and actually dropping our minds. And I actually have been reading some excerpts from this book again, and it's really, a lot of it is so much the same as what he's saying now. But yet every time he says it, it's like a new thing. It feels like a new revelation, even if he repeats himself. Fortunate for us, maybe, but for him, I don't know. So much patience he has, teaching us the same thing just to get us elevated. In so many new ways, he uses to tell us the truths, because the truths are eternal. And he's continuously coming up with new ways to engage us so that we don't get bored. And he's very successful because we don't even remember that he's already spoke about it. So for us, we need to wake up a little more, I feel, and what the work of the master, what he does. So one of the beautiful features of this book is that you can literally ask a question of this book, open it up, and your answer will be there. Swamiji will personally, through this book, gives you the answers you need. So today, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try it with you now. Not even try, I'm just going to do this thing. And I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to pull up the page. So, today, I haven't even come up with a question, so I have to think about it right now, really quick. What question can we ask you, Swamiji? What is the most important thing that I need to know right now? For this time in my life, what is the most important thing that I need to know right now? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up a page of this book. The first thing that my eyes fell upon in this book is ritualistic puja, a reinforcement of cliques. With just the help of initiations, you can reduce the prabdapta karma influence over you and move towards your inherent state of joy. You can reclaim your pure and unwavering inner space. You can also stop collecting agamya karma. Initiation is the knowledge or the cliques that brings you out of these depressive thoughts, which bring you out of the influence of your paradapta. Puja is a real ritualistic offering, nothing but an everyday remembering of all the cliques that have happened in you till date. So that necessary clique will automatically come up whenever you have a problem. When a master teaches, it is not even a teaching, it is a powerful experience. When you do not use the initiations received through him, when you do not again and again use those shastras, knowledge weapons, it's a Sanskrit word, shastras. So knowledge weapons. Shastras, we refer to the scriptures, and shastras as weapons. A little bit of variation in spelling. So he says, when you do not again and again use those knowledge weapons given to you by him, not only do they lose their power, you may not even be able to remember them again. This is the important thing to understand here. For example, let's say you have a cot. If you do not use that cot for 2 years, the cot will become unusable. After 2 years, you can still use it again. But if you do not use the knowledge given to you, the initiations given to you for over 2 years, they will not be sitting in your bedroom waiting for you to use them. No, they will simply disappear, that's all. So what he's saying is, if you're leaving a cot sit there for years and not using it, it might disappear. It'll become unusable or unavailable, means somebody else will grab it and use it. So if we don't use these initiations that he's giving us, if we don't let them sink into our system and continue to experience them and remember them and make them part of our life, we could lose them. So now, how do you remind yourself every day of all the clicks that have happened in you? Every day, sitting and reminding yourself of all the clicks that happened in you is what is puja or ritual. Pujas are designed with this intent. Automatically, every day, whether you want it or not, when you sit for this ritual, when you sit for the ritual, you will remember the initiation experiences. The clicks that happen with the master will arise from within you. The ritual brings you back to pure consciousness every day. The engrams start losing their power. So I'm getting a little click already from reading this. At first, when I pulled up this page, I'm like, what does this have to do with my question? He always does this. But it's really starting to answer some things that have been happening. When the engrams, he goes on to say, when the engrams with which you were born start losing their power over you, further collection of engrams stops. When the collection stops and the existing karmas also lose their power over you, then the person who brings you back to the superconscious zone again and again, the master, appears when you leave the body and burns your sanchita as well, your sanchita karma. For example, that gives an example. If your child sits and tries very hard to build a small house, what will you do? You will say, all right, do not bother. I will build it and give it to you. In the same way, when the disciple sincerely works to remove the prarabdha karma and agamya karma, the master's grace simply happens and removes the sanchita also. Understand one important issue. The master's grace that we are talking about here is not just dependent on me. If anybody sincerely does penance or meditation, then in spite of me, the grace will land on him. It is not even dependent on me. It is an automatic mechanism. See, Swamiji is always saying that, especially for sannyasis. This is what clicked now I'm sharing while I'm reading. One thing he's always saying is, especially for us, his blessings are always with us. So if there's a new project we want to take up, or if we got an important click or an experience, or if, and a completion happened with us, his blessings are always there for us to be complete with something, for us to push through whatever we're going through. So we don't even really need to ask him independently. And I was considering that, there's so many things that have been happening. I was thinking, how can should I, share it with him? How should I go about it? Do I need to, write something, or, how do I want to do it? Do I want to put something on Facebook page and on my wall, or what? But, it just proves that what the completion, first of all, that I've been having, or the clicks I have, he already knows about it. And then second of all, for me to continue, strengthening myself and dropping these things, his blessing is already with us. We don't even have to ask. It's just like a blanket blessing he gives us. And we forget that. We forget how lucky we are to have an avatar, the avatar of Sadashiva with us. So what a blessing it is. And I don't even really need to ask him, because it's there. And what I'm forgetting is to be in tune with that and to understand that oneness space, because that is the most important thing. That oneness space is actually what I experience in, the thread I can see in all of the initiations he's ever given. All the times I've ever sat in meditation with him. From the very first moment, I took a two-way video conferencing class with him at the Ohio Vedic temple to today. Every experience I've had and major click and experience I've had has come because I was in that space of oneness. I was in tune with the energy inside of me, and in tune with him and his energy. It's kind of one and the same. So for me, that is the click. And when you're doing that morning puja, you're getting to that space of that bhakti space. So you're getting into that space of oneness, like just the chanting and getting in tune with offering those flowers and the water and the clothing and the incense, making that offering and everything to him, and also to that part of me, the connection with him, which is him. How does that work? I can't really explain it, but really offering, I feel like I'm offering to that oneness space because it's the best thing I've ever experienced. And it's the most important and amazing experience. And it's actually the thing that we need to manifest Shaktis, which are the powers of Sadashiva, which Swamiji is initiating us into. And that's something that I sometimes lose sight because I've always been a little bit of a workaholic type. So I get too much into that logic, into that mind, into that working thing. And instead, I have to keep on reminding myself, hello, get into the third eye, get into the oneness to do this work. And when I do that, things really are a lot better. But it's something I have to train myself. Because Swamiji's already blessed me, he's already initiated me, he's already opened my third eye, he's already done all those things. And it's only me who is deciding to still be stuck in my own way of thinking, my own, I have to say stupidity. It is purely stupidity to think that my life is still run by logic, by my own logic, which it's not. And it's starting to dawn on me more and more, and I'm getting into that, and I'm really ferociously getting into it now. I'm telling you, I'm declaring. So, thank you to Living Enlightenment. You have a real life session, a real life click here with how this book has answered me. Thank you, Swamiji. I am very grateful for that. So, again, he's actually reinforcing what I've already been experiencing the past few days, and I'm really happy about it. So you get online and you download this book. Eventually you buy the book, but right now, even just to download the book, and you can flip it, through PDF or put some number or some random thing after you ask the question, and you will get your answer, as you've seen just happened to me. So thanks for watching, and tonight you should log into Nityananda, to Swamiji's YouTube page live, and also Nityananda TV. Tonight there'll be the celebrations at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and Swamiji will be speaking about this amazing book, and he'll be also doing the Aushadha process for Jivan Mukthi. That is getting us liberated and living in the powers and space and radiating Sadashiva. So thanks for watching. Nityananda.